So we were looking at how to assemble a digital marketing. And we said assembling a digital marketing, we just use the 5 W's. What we are advertising, why are we advertising, when are we advertising, where are we advertising, and how are we advertising. That is how we assemble a digital marketing. We'll look at next on the TCEO digital marketing model. Okay. Now this TCEO are abbreviations. T is think, C is create, E is engage, and the O is optimize. Now, this is just a model that we use in digital marketing, where if you look at the next slide, there's number 1, which is think. It involves researching, planning, and strategizing. Now, in researching, planning, and strategizing, we use the PESTO, the Porter 5 forces, the SWOT analysis, all those things. They are the things that we take into account as we are researching, as we are planning, and as we are strategizing our digital marketing. Then the second part is a create. We are about to create our digital marketing. When we want to build a successful digital asset, we look at the website. How do we create our website? Then when we look at the mobile site that we'll be using, the graphics, the videos themselves, it's about creating now the advert itself, the marketing advert itself. What do we consider? Number 3, engage. Under engage, we find the data, analytics, track, and analyze. We combine with optimization, where we are looking at driving the traffic to your online asset. We earlier mentioned there are a lot of people, there are a lot of business organizations that are using internet to advertise. So how do you drive internet people as they are surfing the internet? How do you drive them to your adverts? That is all about optimizing. So you need to create and establish landing pages that are able to optimize, that are able to attract the internet traffic. Then you are safe. Okay. So that is the TCEO model. Now, it is, don't worry about how the diagram is drawn, as long as these things are appearing. If you look at this one, the think is somewhere else. The first one, the think was somewhere else, but that is not important. So you can draw it in any way as long as you have got think, create, okay, engage, optimize, all those things are there, then you are okay. And then the next slide is about the full explanation of phase 1, which is think. We did a bit of summary where you are to look at what do we want to advertise. Of course, sometimes it may require some research. You do some research, then you come up with that. We looked at create. How do you develop what you want to advertise? How do you design it here and there? I've lost my customer. Okay, so we were looking at the phases that are involved in the TCEO model. We looked at the think, the create, the engage we have discussed. Okay, and the optimize. Okay, ensuring that you direct a lot of people to your website on the internet. So these are the elements that are involved in the TCEO model. Now, there are 3 questions that are following down there, where we are to explain the benefits of digital marketing in today's business and discuss briefly with examples any 3 building blocks of digital marketing, then discuss in brief the TCEO model in electronic marketing. As we earlier mentioned, e-marketing, digital marketing, online marketing, we are just talking of the same thing. So the model is the same model that we are just from discussing. So find time, try to practice how to answer these questions in reference to what we have discussed. Unless if there's a comment or a question.
No.
Okay, so let me just upload our next topic so that we see in the remaining 30 minutes what we can cover. Yeah. So let's look at our next topic, which is market research. We will look at online marketing. We will look at important concepts in order to start conducting research. We'll discuss several methods for conducting online research. Then we'll discuss online research problems and pitfalls to avoid in online research. So let's look at online marketing. We are just from learning digital marketing. So basically, it's the same thing. We said online marketing, digital marketing, electronic marketing is the same thing. It's the promotion of brands to connect with potential customers using internet and other forms of digital communication. That is what online marketing is. Okay. Digital marketing refers to the online marketing content and campaigns on electronic devices such as computers, phones, tablets. Regular web users are targeted with many ads in channels such as social media posts, display ads, and more. So we are still just refreshing what we are from discussing. The word ADS is just a short way of writing an advert in digital marketing.
Yeah.
Yes. So significance of online marketing. It's almost the same thing. Significance or importance of online marketing. We discussed geographical reach. You are able to reach as many people as possible in different geographical locations. We discussed cost effectiveness, very fast, track and monitor. We discussed this. At just a click, you are able to track how many people have seen your product, how many people have seen your adverts. Okay. Fast actions. Very true. You are able to interact with your customer online. It's very fast. There and then you can finish the transaction compared to the traditional way of doing business initially those years ago. Personalized experience. With online, you are able to personalize whom do you want to target. If you imagine the way we are doing this online lecture, it's not everyone who can have access to it because you're able to limit, so okay, this lecture is meant for this one. So the moment you create it, you only give you the details to that meeting, to that particular client or that particular student or that particular customer, then you are able to interact. So you're able to have a personalized experience. Okay, so these are some of the benefits and the significance of online marketing. Unless if there's a question or a comment before we look at marketing research. Okay, thank you. So what is marketing research? It is a systematic collection, analysis, and interpretation of data pertaining to the marketing conditions. A research is a research. It is the same. Even in the research that is yet to come in your course, it is the same. It's all about systematic collection, analyzing and interpretation, and the presentation of data. That's that. Okay. So, basic reason for carrying out the market research. Why do we do a market research? It is very important to understand your market conditions. So the basic reason for a company to conduct a marketing research is to understand the market conditions. What is on the market? It will be very useful to plan your marketing strategies. Okay. So marketing research process. To begin with the marketing research, the following steps are to be followed. So the first thing, you define the problem. Now, as I earlier mentioned, a research is a research. This concept that you are getting from a marketing research, you use it also in your project. It is the same thing that you'll be following. The process is just almost the same. We just change the elements or the ways that we are putting in. So you first define a problem. What is your problem? For instance, our problem is sales have been reducing. Okay, they are decreasing. So that is a problem. Step number 2, develop the research plan. How are you going to do the research? How are you going to do your investigation? Step number 3, collect the information. Go in the field, gather the information. Why are we having challenges to sell our product? People are not buying our product. Okay, you collect that data. Step number 4, you analyze the data. Step number 5, you present the findings. And the last step, you make the decision whether to abandon that product or to improve that product or what, depending on the findings, then you're able to make the decision. Is that clear?
Very clear.
Thank you. Okay, so now the next slide is just giving you the details of what we were explaining, defining the problem. The foremost decision that every firm has to undertake is to find out the problem for which the research is to be conducted. So the problem must be defined adequately. You must know what a problem is exactly, because you may get wrong information. Okay. So all these slides are all about what we are discussing. Let's look at the important concepts in marketing research. Now, research is a vast discipline that varies depending on sub-disciplines that you are going to consider in your research. Now, the 4 concepts remain common in research. As long as it is called a research, these concepts will be there. There must be a methodology. The type of data. Is it quantitative data? Is it qualitative data? The sources of data. Is it primary source? Is it secondary source? The sampling methods. Okay, are you using probability sampling technique or non-probability sampling techniques? Okay, so these will always be there. So methodology, what is a methodology? It is just the approach that you are going to use to conduct your research. So types of data, research design. You'll have qualitative data. What is qualitative data? This is data that is non-numeric. Okay, exploratory data. It's all about explaining. Quantitative data is to do with the numeric or numbers. figures. So anything that is pertaining to figures, numerical data, you call it quantitative data. Those that are descriptive, okay, you call it qualitative data. Then the sources of data, primary data. This is data that is original, taken from the source. While secondary data, this is data that has been published by people, that has been used earlier on. Okay. So that is the sources of data, primary and secondary data. Unless if there's a question before we go to sampling method.
No.
Sampling method.
Nothing.
Okay, sampling method. Now, qualitative research is usually conducted with a small number of respondents in order to explore and generate ideas and concepts. That is qualitative data. When it comes to quantitative data, the sample size tends to be a bit larger than in qualitative data. Okay, but I'm sure these things you'll understand them. I think you did them well under research methodology, and even when you'll be doing the project, you'll just be referring to them so that we refresh our minds. Okay. How do we conduct online research? Methods of conducting online research. There's the first method called explore industry or niche reports. Now, what is happening in this method? You'll have multiple digital marketing research methods which are at our disposal where we can choose. But under this method, we want to examine the industry's reports. So you get on the internet. If, for instance, you are in a food production industry, so you go to the internet and look at the reports that have been generated, that have been published about the food production industry. Then you can get some information there and use it for the betterment of your business. That is the first method, which is explore industry or niche reports. The second method is analyze component. The second method, analyze competitors and get inspired with the best that you find. What you do is you go on the internet and look at your competitors, learn from what they are doing, and from there, you can use that information to better your business. The third method, our third method, we can conduct online surveys where you prepare some questionnaires and send them online. Okay. I saw Madam Sharon running up and down with questionnaires in order to prepare the research. So that's one way. Instead of now the way she was doing, running from one individual, one office to another, please can you attend to this questionnaire? All you need to do is there's what are called online questionnaires. You can just push them on the internet and then the respondents will just responding. What has happened? Hello?